Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic day. All right, so 2023 is the year that I decided that I would branch out and try some different candle companies. If you have been with my channel for any amount of time, you know that I kind of have a core group of companies that I tend to gravitate towards in terms of candles that I purchase the most of, if you will. So my core companies, typically like Homeworx, Kringle, still buy a decent amount of Bath and Body Works, Nest candles. Those are kind of the ones that I like. To me, those are safe, right? Like usually I know what to expect from those companies. You know, all of them have had off years here and there. So, but for the most part, I've just become very familiar with those brands and they feel very safe to me. It's hard because a lot of candle companies are based online. Like there's not like a ton of retail locations for a lot of these different companies, right? Some of them are sold in like boutiques or, you know, like country cottage type stores, things like that. And in the case of those, you know, that's fantastic. You can kind of go in store and smell them. But a lot of times when you're ordering online, you're ordering blind. And it is a little bit more of a commitment because some of these companies do not have a return policy. So if something isn't great, you're just kind of like stuck with it. So you're taking a chance. So I decided that this year that I would take some chances and see if there are a few other candle companies out there that I can add to my repertoire to be able to expand, you know, what I have to offer in terms of reviews for you guys. So I'm biting the bullet this year and forcing myself to try something new. Not easy for me because I am a creature of habit and I love to stick with what I know. However, if you do not try new things, you do not grow in life. And so I'm here to grow. Anyway, we are starting with Candleberry. Here's the reason that I opted to start with Candleberry. A couple reasons. First is that several of you have asked me a number of times if I've ever tried anything from them, if I have reviews available, what are my thoughts, would I recommend them, yada yada. And I've always had to say, nope, sorry, never tried them. So that was one of the reasons. There have been some requests. And the second is I actually got a specific comment from someone several weeks ago, and they were asking me if I would recommend one of the Voluspa like big hearth candles over the Candleberry like giant cookie jar. And I was like, I'm sorry, did you say cookie jar? And so I went on the Candleberry website and looked around, and sure as bananas, like there is a massive cookie jar that you can purchase. I think it's 4 wicks, massive amounts of wax, right? Like this particular candle jar would last you a very long time. I love novelty candles. I'm kind of a sucker for them. So if a candle is either really small and adorable or absolutely enormous and over the top, that just like sucks me in. So I thought I'm gonna go ahead and start with Candleberry because I wanna see what their fragrances are like and then come back and order some candles in a few different sizes. And one of them will have to be one of those like monster cookie jar candles. So I have a box here full of Candleberry products that I purchased. I decided to go ahead and start with their wax melts. I did get one small jar to start with, so I'm gonna test this size. But I opted for their melts because this gave me an opportunity to be able to try a lot of the different fragrances at a more affordable price point, and then I can figure out which are my favorites and order some of the candles in the different sizes. And my very favorite fragrance will be what I order in that large, massive, like cookie jar style. So each of the wax melts that I ordered were $7.99. The small candle jar was $14.99. I did sign up for their emails, and so I got a 15% off code, so that saved me $14.24. My final total for all of these melts was $80.65. Free shipping, which I thought was nice. And the candles came from Frankfort, Kentucky. Anyone from Kentucky in the comments? let us know down below. I've never been to Kentucky. I know where it is on the map, but I've never been. Looks like a lovely place. And I really appreciate the fact that I got my candles so much faster than I do when I order from my East Coast companies. Usually those come across the country on the Lewis and Clark Trail on the back of a donkey. It takes me forever to get my candles from Kringle or Homeworx or Nest. It's just a thing, it's fine. But these candles from Kentucky arrived to my house within like, I think 4 days. So I'm gonna give them mad props for fast arrival time. So when I got my box, these were all neatly packaged. You can see there's like a candle crate down here. There's still a few down in here. I haven't taken them all out. So the candle was also wrapped in some bubble wrap. I feel like everything was very secure and packaged well. So I'm gonna give them 2 thumbs up for packaging. They also included a candle care card. So if you're a noob, they tell you best practices in terms of burning their candles. Yeah, they do say keep your wicks trimmed, so I'm going to take them up on that. Let's see these wicks. Well, we'll look at the candle last. We're gonna sniff through some wax melts first. So I don't have fragrance notes for you guys. We are just literally doing first impression sniffs. The box has been open in my office, but I have not smelled any of these. Like, I've not opened them and stuck my nose in them. So I smell a very generic, warm, gourmand waft coming up from the table right now. So let's see. Let's get started. Okay, so these are the wax melts. This is how they are packaged. It's a cardboard box, very cute. Okay, so they are not like sealed with any additional plastic. I don't know how well this would keep the wax melts fresh for extended periods of time, because air can definitely get to the wax melts. I don't know if that would interrupt the fragrance output over time. I don't know, maybe you can let me know. But you're basically getting a little circle of wax here. It is divided for you. And so I'm assuming you just use a wax cutter or a knife to cut through the rest of the way. I usually put 2 cubes per warmer. I will be testing these, by the way, in my 25-watt Scentsy warmers. I also have a hot plate warmer, just a generic one that I bought off of Amazon. I will also test the wax melts on that particular hot plate warmer as well. This wax feels quite hard, which makes me think that this is maybe like a soy paraffin blend potentially. I believe the candles are all soy or soy blend. It does not say, but I want to say that I read that on the website. Okay, don't quote me on that. I'm going to put some information in the description box. By the way, these people don't know who I am. I ordered these and paid for them myself. This is not some kind of PR thing. So for me, I will be able to, one of these will give me enough wax for 6 of my warmers. Let's see, are these easy to break apart? They're pretty, these are solid. These are some hunks for sure. All right, but let's smell. Okay, what is this? Cranberry crumb cake. Okay, I don't really get cranberry per se. I get mulberry. I smell mulberry here. A somewhat generic mulberry. Little bit of like a spice, maybe just a touch of cinnamon maybe. And a little bit of a waxy note. So I wish that I got cranberry from this. I was hoping that this might be a cranberry chutney kind of vibe. It does say cranberry crumb cake, but I figured maybe the cranberry had the same tart cranberry note that my beloved Yankee Candle cranberry chutney does, but no, this comes off as more mulberry to my nose. I like this, but it also smells very generic to me. One thing I will say about the overall vibe of the Candleberry products, they lean more like country cottage or like country farmhouse type vibe, if you will. Like just looking at their labels and stuff, like, I don't know, it screams my mom. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but my mom had, like, her aesthetic for her home decor is like roosters and chickens and like gingham and like that kind of stuff. I feel like this would be like my mom's dream brand. Very much so. So cranberry crumb cake I think is okay. It is not what I was expecting. So we'll put that one in the pile. Vanilla crumb cake. This one I am expecting to love. So cross your fingers. Okay, so this one is kind of a tan colored wax. Ooh, I do like. Okay, so yes, I get a vanilla cake with the slightest touch of like a spice note again. It's almost like a tiny bit of like a really nice gourmand cinnamon and like a dash of nutmeg. There's something else besides the vanilla cake, and I like it. But definitely, it smells kind of fall-like to my nose. And I think the cranberry crumb cake also leans fall to my nose. This one, 2 thumbs up, it's a winner. Okay. Pumpkin praline waffles. This one just sounded heavenly. So, okay, so we have like a medium brown wax here, like a cognac wax, if you will. Oh, okay, yes. It's like pumpkin pecan waffles from Bath and Body Works, but better. I smell some pumpkin for sure, but I get a lot of that like praline. Ooh, that nuttiness is so good. Yeah. Also, again, it's that like just like a touch of like spice. Again, this smells like a fall fragrance. I will say I like this just as much as the vanilla crumb cake, and I actually think the vanilla crumb cake and this would be lovely together. I want to do some mixing as well and see what that gets me. All right, we have 2 winners so far. Honey pecan rum cake. Oh, this is an interesting color wax. It's almost like a reddish brown. No. Okay, first off, this one smells quite waxy. I smell like the nutty praline, and I do get that like rum. It's almost like the inside of the barrel, like after the rum has been aged, kind of. Yeah, there's like a touch of like a woodiness almost. I don't like this one. I also get like maple from this. You should probably know that I'm not a fan of maple. I'm not a huge fan of maple, caramel, eucalyptus. I don't like currant either, but there's no currant in this. I don't like this. Okay. My mom might like this one. Okay, that's in the bummer pile. That's okay. Sweet truffle cupcake. This just smells like spice. I don't get a cake note. Now, this is all on cold sniff, you guys. These could transform when I'm warming them. So I will warm all of these, even the ones that I'm like meh about. I may not necessarily warm like all of them. I might pass the ones that I don't like along, but yeah, this just smells a little generic. I don't love this. It's just like spice and like a little bit of like almost like an unsweetened cupcake note. Like cake but not sweet, which sounds weird, but like there's definitely something else there, but it smells mostly like a spice. cinnamon, a lot of cinnamon in this one. Maybe like some, it's almost like an allspice kind of vibe. Yeah, okay, I don't love that one. We'll warm it, but that's okay. Well, sweet truffle cake, cupcake, sweet truffle cupcake. Yeah, that's not what I got. Okay, this one is Praline Dreams. I don't like this one either. They all smell so similar in a weird way, and it really is like you're walking into one of those like country stores in a small town, and sort of like the base like smell throughout like the shop is like this kind of cinnamon blend. And I feel like I get a lot of that like cinnamon kind of background smell in a lot of these fragrances. This one again has like a waxiness to it. Like I smell waxiness. I mean, I guess praline, but I don't get a deep, rich nuttiness from this. It's more of like a watered down version of a nuttiness mixed with wax. Okay, not a winner. Oh, you guys, I only have 2 in the like yes pile so far. Please, we need to add a couple more. Buttercream Snickerdoodle. I feel like you cannot go wrong with a Snickerdoodle, and if this isn't delicious, then I'm calling it. No, this is good. Very buttery. That you can smell butter in this. There is a cookie note floating around in there. And I'm smelling some nutmeg. It's like, it smells like your grandma's house. Like that's, a lot of these also give me kind of like grandma's house type vibes. I like this. Very rich, very buttery. I think this is one that's really gonna transform when I warm it. And this is one where I could see myself mixing this with some of these other ones to give them a little bit more of like that yummy gourmand that I'm looking for. But this is a winner. We have, okay, we're almost even. Oh, okay. I got 2 of the vanilla crumb cakes, so I have 2 more fragrances for you guys, and then we'll talk about the candle. Okay, so we have bourbon roasted pecans. Ooh, please be good. Okay, yeah, I like this one. This smells really rich and buttery as well. It's funny, I don't get the nuttiness from the pecans. It's more creamy. But again, I am smelling that like grandma's house spice. I wonder if it's because I had them sitting in the same box for a couple days before I could get around to filming. I don't know. But I like this one. It's rich, it's buttery. I do get some of that bourbon. Like the more that I smell this, the more that bourbon note comes out. It's slightly boozy. I'm gonna put this one in the win pile. It's different, but I like it. Okay, so we have another winner. So we have 4 that I'm meh about, and we have 4 that I'm about. Okay, Nana's Christmas Cobbler. They also have some yummy coffee scents. I think I need to try some of their coffee scents as well. You know what this smells like? This smells like the holiday cake from Kringle, from the Country Candle line this past year. Remember how I was like, is holiday cake a thing? Never had a holiday cake. Had a fruit cake, but this smells like that holiday cake. This is the first one where like the spice doesn't really like stand out to my nose. There's spices in here, but there's like a sweet, like a very sweet, almost like maraschino cherry, but not super intense. Yeah, there's a little hint of like a fruitiness in here as well, but it doesn't smell like a fruit cake. Like, I don't want to imply fruit cake. I like this. But I also liked that fragrance from Kringle as well. I didn't like it on cold sniff, but when I was burning it, I was like, okay, like I get it now. It is delicious, but yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the win pile. I like this one. I don't know that I would get a candle in it, but we'll see what it's like burning. Okay, so the mass scents to me are Praline Dreams, Sweet Truffle Cupcake, Honey Pecan Rum Cake, and Cranberry Crumb Cake. I'm still warming them. We will do post melt reviews. The winners are Nana's Christmas Cobbler, Bourbon Roasted Pecans, Buttercream Snickerdoodle, Vanilla Rum Cake, and Pumpkin Praline Waffles. So we've got some winners. All right. The candle, I figured I would go with the safest bet, and it's Vanilla Crumb Cake. So the wax feels like it's got some softness to it. Like, you certainly can't like dig your finger inside like you could with like a Nest candle, but yeah, this smells like a soy blend. Oh wow, this smells better even in the candle format. Interesting. Hold please. I think it smells better in candle format. Are these, I feel like these are different kinds of waxes. Like this feels harder than the candle. The wax note feels harder than the candle. This is so interesting to me. The wick looks sturdy. Definitely like a nice thicker wick, but not overly thick. Good, decent opening. Very classic candle jar. Again, country candles have the same type of like opening at the top. So it's a one wick. I can only expect so much, but we're gonna test it out. The lids, by the way, are metal. They have a nice plastic seal around there, and they seem to give a nice, decent fit. Not stackable because this is slightly domed, so you wouldn't be able to stack these, but they're cute, right? Not a super fancy label, but they're cute. Anyway, we're gonna test these out. I'll let you guys know how it goes. Let me know what your favorite fragrance is from Candleberry. Was there something that I missed? Leave all of your recommendations down below, and we're gonna keep testing some different companies. I definitely am intrigued to try more from them, so there will be another Candleberry haul at some point this year. Yeah, I'll put a link to where to shop with them down below. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.